TCG investments. Alright, a couple things you could invest in that I see. Crystrons, that's a good investment to get into. They're cheap right now. You could get, you could get the whole deck for cheap, and get some extra spare copies of the synchros, the tuners. Basically anything that's hollow that comes in the archetype. Collect at least an extra play set of them and hold on to them, so that way when they go up in value, people see that the value in the deck, and the deck starts becoming meta and whatnot. You have extra copies of the cards to either trade or sell. True Kings, any of the True Kings, it's good to have them just in general, because it's a new archetype. They created it for a reason. We'll figure out many different ways to use it. Currently, right now, one way of using it is in Yang Zings, and also some people are thinking of using it with Dinosaurs, because there's an elaborate combo with True Kings. Anything for the Dinosaur structure that's coming down the line. We also have Ancient Gear Golem structure deck, and was it structure deck or cards? One of the two. I'm forgetting right now, but I know there's going to definitely be some more Ancient Gear support. There's going to be a new Ancient Gear Golem that you can play with, so that would be relevant. So anything like trade-ins or anything that helps you get the golems out your deck to the graveyard faster. Also, anything that helps you recycle, like Scrap Recycler, for example. He'll let you dump Ancient Gears to the graveyard, and then you can grab any level 4 or lower Ancient Gear monster and shuffle it back into your deck to draw a card, and some synergy in there, obviously. It's always good to grab Machine Dupe in general, because there's always going to be some type of combo that Machine Dupe can be used in. Anything for the DDD archetype, they're going to be relevant for a couple of months down the line, up to the summer at least, depending on the ban lists that's coming up. X-Sabers, you can pick up the X-Sabers themselves, and, it's a good deck, and now there's cards to make it even more consistent. Or you can just use like X-Saber Ganoms and just use them as the hand loop engine that some of these invoker strategies are trying to do. Obviously, X-Saber Invoker would be a good investment if you got them early. Max C is always going to be good. It's always going to be relevant, especially more now than ever, because of the fact that more players are creating unbreakable boards. So they're literally like doing a whole bunch of summoning to get a whole bunch of monsters in the field, and then some back row to make an unbreakable board. It'd be a good idea to have a big, large hand to deal with that. So if your opponent is just playing all types of summoning, it's like special summoning a whole bunch of monsters, overlaying, making exceed monsters, so forth. So for pendulum summoning, special summoning from the hand, special summoning from the deck, special summoning from the graveyard, soul charge, all that crazy stuff, right? So if your opponent is doing all this elaborate stuff, that'd be useful. Plus, if your opponent is using the X-Saber Gotham's hand loop, which is just like when we were at the wind-up hand loop meta, right? You want Max C. Max C was useful against that. So at least you still have a playable hand, right? So Max C obviously would be a good investment. I personally like the idea of buying old structure decks and old special editions, because usually they'll be cheaper special editions. If you want to go for some old booster boxes, that's on you, but special editions tend to be pretty cheap. Plus, they come with some hollows right off the bat, and sometimes those hollows, can be worth money at some point. Same thing as structure decks. Structure decks tend to have obviously some reprints, which is always useful, but at the same time, it tends to have some cards that haven't been reprinted. They haven't been printed other than the structure deck. Like, they only come in a structure deck. So that's good to get structure decks because they have exclusive cards, and usually that's the only print. Sometimes the card gets reprinted, but sometimes what came in the structure that has a higher rarity than everything else. And if you like high rarities, and then there's a lot of players that do like high rarity, they have a lot of money to spare, and they like to pimp out their deck. Therefore, those are the people you're trying to make money from. You're not trying to make money from the budget player, the people who just play decks full of commons. You're trying to go for the players that likes the hollows, like shiny cards, right? That's where you're trying to make your money from when you're investing. Keep that in mind. Ultimate Providence. There's 2 prints of it. There's the Mega Pack, and then there's the I forgot the where the pack that it comes from. But there's 2 rarities, and it's a good card. It's a counter trap card. If your opponent activates spell, trap, or monster effect, you discard one of those card types from your hands, monster, spell, or trap, and you can negate that and destroy that card. It's really useful. It's a really good card. When your deck consists of spells, traps, and monsters, right? So you can pretty much negate almost anything. So that's a very useful card. It's a counter trap. You can search it out with Guiding Ariane. Also, Guiding Ariane will allow you, I haven't confirmed it, but as far as I know, I've heard some people say that you can you play Guiding Ariane in your Pendulum Zone, and she will make it where you don't have to discard a monster, spell, or trap in order to activate the counter trap. So you can play the trap for free, so you can negate anything for free as long as you have her. Plus, you can use her to search out Ultimate Providence. And the ability to negate anything is very useful because nowadays you don't know what your opponent has. Your opponent might play a spell card, and then you negate that and think, all right, he has nothing else, but then he plays a monster, and that lets him do things anyway. It's like, damn, I need to negate both the monster and the spell to stop him from going off and winning. And that's what I have for now.